Today, I'm going to install some windows. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Welcome back to St. Bernard Acres and the shed the house built here, or whatever you want to call it. This is Sunday, September 8th, and I'm going to stick a couple windows in. Today I want to get the 4 windows that's going in this main room here. I want to get the windows installed. The first one's going to take 2 hours because I'm going to try to explain everything as I go along and show how I do it. Then I can put the camera away and do the rest of them. Show you the finished product. But what I've done, I've measured out the distance I've got to cover. Tried to split it all up to where they are somewhat evenly spaced across this wall. Now I'm not worried about putting a giant screen TV on the wall. I have a whole wall over there to do that with if I want to. I want it to look aesthetically correct from the outside. So this side is important as to where I place windows. I want it to be the same way when I do the hallway, of the addition, and the bedroom. So that it looks good. Yep, symmetry. You need that in life. I can't just come over from this stud 32 inches. I have to have 3 extra inches because 2 jack studs in here is going to add 3 inches to it. So my stud that I'm going to replace, my full king stud that I'm going to replace, is going to be 35 inches from this one. So let me mark up here where 35 inches is. I don't have to move it much. Right there I'm going to put a stud. Just bad fucking day. Over here to stick the window in this rough opening. Make sure it fits before I go cutting all kinds of stuff out, nailing everything off. I want to make sure my window will fit in this opening. So we're just going to set it up in place. Voila! Give me some screws. We're done. Yes. But yeah, that'll fit in place. Alrighty.
check it.
Alright, let me try to explain something to y'all. It is extremely difficult to be trying to do a project like putting in a window and worrying about video cameras and, you know, you're in the middle of something, a battery goes out, or you're in the middle of doing something, you turn around and look and it quit recording a half hour ago, or you forgot to hit the record button when you change batteries. I suck at it, I admit it. This is the window. What I'm gonna do is explain all the components. How I did them. I'll roll some B-roll footage of me actually doing some work. You'll see me doing stuff. There just won't be any commentary while I'm doing it. I will explain what I did though, and that you can watch if you want to and look for while I'm doing it. This is a 32 by 48 window. That means your rough opening needs to be 32 by 48. The actual size of the window is 31 and a half by 47 and a half. That gives you a 1/4 inch all the way around of play to get level and get square and all that stuff. These are called cripple studs. These are. This is called a header, king stud, jack stud, sill. Cripple studs down below. All right. Up to a 36-inch window, you can use a 2x4 header. And what this is a 2x4 with a 1/2 inch piece of plywood between it, another 2x4 back there. So that's sandwiched together to make 3.5 inches, because that's the width of these studs. Got me? The studs are only 1.5 inches wide. I need 3.5 inches. I got two 2x4s, a 1/2 inch piece. That makes 3.5 inches. That will make this stuff flush when I go to put my wall up. Ignore that. I didn't need to cut that. That was my bad. But you only need a 2x4 inch header up to 36 inches. Don't say I had to have, you should have used 2x6s. I don't. The purpose of this header, the purpose of these jack studs, you see the king stud goes all the way from the top plate all the way to the bottom. The load, this is a load bearing wall. The load is transferred down all the studs down to the foundation, down to the floor and the foundation. The weight of the roof is transferred down through these studs. They're not just there to nail siding to or drywall to. Now, when you cut these out, you need something to carry that weight. And you don't want the top of the window to carry that weight. So what happens is the load is transferred to the top plate, which then takes it, transfers it to the jack stud that the top plate is sitting on, and then that takes it down to the floor. That's why you have a header, and you have the header rests on the jack studs, so it carries the weight on down for you. That's why you put headers in things. If this was not a load-bearing wall, if I was putting a window in one of my walls inside here, I wouldn't even need a header because there's no weight on top. It's not carrying any weight. This is carrying the whole weight of the roof and the snow and all that good crap. So that's what the components are. This sill has flashing, 4-inch flashing on it that goes across the sill, up 5 inches or so on each side, so that if any water gets behind this, it will go on top of this flashing. It won't rot the sill out. It'll go on top of the flashing. And I put my sill at a little tiny angle. I mean, we're talking an 1/8 of an inch angle. So that if water does get here, it will roll that direction and not this direction. Not everybody does that, but I do. I don't like water getting behind it. Now before I put the window in the rough opening, I caulked all the way around it. So all this flange is pushed up against caulking. So I not only have the flashing tape, I also have caulk all the way around it. So this window's not going to leak. Then trim goes on the outside of the window. Then I'm going to caulk around the trim. So ain't no water getting in this thing. But that's what is involved in putting a window in one of these sheds. Now, you're going to say, man, that's awful close to that stud down there. Look, you just got that little tiny space. Well, one of the things that you have to take into consideration, all these studs are 16 inches on center. And everything, when you do your walls, when you hang something, you want to know where studs are, and you at 16 inches on center. So I left these at 16 inches on center. I had to cut this, there was a stud here, and there was a stud here. Well, I cut those out to make the window opening. I'm leaving these in place so that when you go around nailing up your drywall, it's going to come over to here. You're going to have a stud to nail to when you run your wall across here. That's, was it absolutely necessary? No, but in the future, you're going to appreciate the fact that there's a stud there. So this is what it looks like from the outside. I got caulking all the way around here and screws and all these nail flanges. That'll hold that window in. There's going to be 3.5 inch wide trim, go all the way around the outside of this. Then all that'll be caulked. So makes it airtight, watertight, all that kind of stuff. That's what we needed. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Sorry that, this is not an instructional kind of, this is how Joe does it. I can explain to you some of the components of what they are and why they are, but I'm not going to say this is how you do it. This is how I do it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Now I got to get to work getting the rest of the windows in and chill out for the night. And yes, my ribs still hurt. But what are you going to do? I got to get this work done. I'm excited. I want to get this done. I can't wait around on it for my ribs to heal. But I got another window going in here. Then I have a smaller window going in the utility room that I built down there. And that'll be the windows on this side of the shed. Then there'll be a couple of more in the addition that I do. That's going to be the same size. But it's fun. I like it. I think it looks good. And it's actually straight, it's level, it's square. So don't laugh at me. Anyway, this is Joe out here at St. Bernard Acres. It's beautiful. Beautiful day. And I'm going to try to mow. If I don't bounce around too much on the husband, I should be able to get the mowing knocked out. Some weed eating. It never ends. Trust me. You cannot come out here and ever say there's nothing to do. I love it when my boys say that. Oh, there's nothing to do out there. Bullshit. There is always something to do. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Remember to like, share, comment. Next time you see it, there'll be more windows in it. But I'm not going to try to videotape every one. I just wanted to show you how I'm doing it. Now I can go do them. Thank y'all. Remember to like, share, comment, blah, blah, all that there stuff. I'm out.